Let's get into that, Chris. Andy Ruiz, Gerald Miller. Who do you got and how?
Oh man, they keep giving Jermel bouts, man. But hey, I'm gonna have to go with Andrew Ruiz. He's the fresher, younger fighter, faster hands, in my opinion. I think Gerald Miller, he's gonna bring action. He's gonna be back and forth, kind of fight for a while there, but I eventually see Andy Ruiz taking over. So I'm gonna say Andy Ruiz. Something tells me a distance. Something tells me I don't know about the knockout, but it is the heavyweight division. All right, I'm gonna say Andy Ruiz, and I'll say knockout. I'll say knockout. What do you think?
All right, so this is going to go in our official predictions. All right, so this is going to count. This is an official prediction. We'll pull up those cards next week. I might have the image on here somewhere. I might pull it up for you guys so you guys can see our predictions from past years. So we're doing predictions for the whole year. We're keeping track and all that. For this one, man, this one's tricky. This one's tricky. I'm gonna say Andy Ruiz decision. Not too confident in that, only because Big Baby, who has been popped for PD so many times, still getting opportunities. I'm going to mention that every time I mention his name because I don't know how many failed tests he has, but he doesn't have the best stamina. He didn't show the best stamina against Dubois. This is post PEDs, all right? Keep that in mind. On the juice, man, this guy was a volume puncher, but doesn't seem to be on that anymore. Not sure he can go 10, I believe. What is this? 10? A 10 rounder? Let me see. Does it even say on there? I don't even think it specifies, but
Be a 10. Should be a 10 rounder.
I don't think Andy Ruiz, I don't know. I don't know how he's gonna come into the fight. He's lost some weight. Big Baby Miller lost some weight too. I'm not confident in my prediction, but I'm gonna say Andy Ruiz decision.
Yeah, no, I'm not too confident in mine either. So like I'm also kind of leaning towards that way. But yeah, man, I gotta give you the contra. But hey, I'm gonna say if this was Andrew Ruiz pre Anthony Joshua one, I would have said straight out a knockout. But I'm not the most confident, so you might be onto something, G.
All right. Let's go to some comments here before going on to the next one. According to the zone, the order is Andy, Cruz, Morel, Anderson, Ruiz, Pitbull, and then Crawford, says Adi. Thank you for that.
Sounds about right.
Mad Dog says, hit the like and subscribe to the channel. That's what I'm talking about. Mad Dog coming in hot. He also says Andy by stoppage. Big Bro says, last chance for Landy. If he wins that rematch versus Parker, he's been talking about, makes sense. All right, so people are rocking with Andy too. We're both rocking with Andy. I'm going decision. Chris is saying stoppage. Next one up on this list on Box Rec, Jared Anderson against Martin Bakole.
Jared Anderson. I don't know too much about his opponent, Gio, and Jared Anderson, of course, has been.
Well, let me tell you, Chris. I don't know much about him too, but I've been hearing a lot of hype around this. 20-1, 15 KOs. He represents the Democratic Republic of Congo. 32 years old. 32 years old. Yep, correct. You see there, he has a good winning streak. He hasn't lost since 2018. And yeah, a lot of people I'm reading believe that Martin Bakole can upset Jared Anderson. So keeping that in mind, Jared Anderson, 17-0, 15 KOs, 24 years old. We got to drop an official prediction. I think this one's going to be tough, but go ahead, Chris. No pressure.
No pressure. These are those kinds of fights where I'm like, can I see an upset brewing? Can I see maybe the up and coming prospect slash contender being overhyped a bit? I'm taking a quick glance at Martin Bakole, just looking at facts, like you said, 20-1, 15 knockouts, lots of knockouts, 32. He's got grown man strength out of the Congo, so he's come up the rough way, the hard way, no easy pickings. I'm gonna say upset, Gio. I'm gonna say upset. I'm gonna say Martin Bakole wins outright. Whether he wins by knockout or decision, that's a whole other tale. I'm gonna say decision. But I'm sure they trade knockdown. So I'm gonna go with the upset, Martin Bakole. I could be wrong. Jared Anderson could be that guy coming up, but I'm gonna try to predict an upset here.
All right, so these are the odds. I should have probably started with this, but I was looking it up as you were as you were saying your soliloquy there. Jared Anderson minus 190. So yes, he is the favorite. Bakole plus 150.
The bookies ain't that dumb any then. Okay.
So what was your official prediction? I don't know if you want
I'm
to change
gonna
it or stick to it.
say, yeah, I'm gonna say Martin Bakole upset by decision, but it could be a knockout. I haven't seen this guy enough, but I'm gonna give Anderson some credit that he's gonna go the distance. He's just gonna get out hustled, in my opinion.
Minus 205 on this one and plus 166 for Bakole. Man, dude, I'm kind of surprised that you chose Martin Bakole. I honestly, I think he's gonna win.
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie. You said knockout or decision? Sorry, Chris. Well, I was scrolling
It's,
through.
it's a decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if a knockout comes.
Oh man, I
Decision.
don't want to give the same prediction, but I can definitely I have to lean toward that. Bakole decision. I don't see Jared Anderson getting laid out. I don't see him stopping the fight. But I do see him losing. He's fighting a guy with more experience. And yeah, Jared Anderson, they've been hyping him up. There's a lot of hype around him, but I can't say I'm too convinced yet, Chris. I think Top Rank has been doing a great job of promoting him, getting him to where he is now. I haven't been awfully impressed. He's been knocking out most of his opponents. What was it, 15 KOs, I believe, and 17 of his wins. But I don't know. I don't know if he's a power puncher like that, man. Crazy enough to say. And you see his opposition there. And not the greatest, He has some guys with some good records, but I can't say I'm convinced. Maybe he proves us wrong, going Bakole by decision. I would
Yeah.
have to agree with him. Wow.
I was gonna say if Anderson does win, I mean he does have a lot of knockouts too, Gio. Set out of 17 fight, 15 knockouts, but like you said, not the toughest opposition. So 24 years young, he's still very young, man. Um, if he were to win and he wins by knockout, I'm gonna give him his props. But
Yeah.
I smell a upset brewing.
Yeah, this is a step up fight, you can say. So we'll see how he does, man. We'll see. He's an exciting young prospect. I mean, 26 years old, not too young, but we know how fighters do it nowadays, Chris. They wait till their 30s to get their big fight. So um, we'll see if Anderson can pass his test. And I think if he passes this one, then we'll say, all right, this guy's for real. This guy's for real. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and skip some of these because I think some of them are one sided. But let's go to the David Morrell fight. Let's go to that one first against Wladimir. Chris, he's winning. I think we could all agree on that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Knockout decision. I don't think this one will count for our prediction, so we can just do this one quickly. He's supposed to win this fight. He's going up against a guy who's 29 and 2. 21 KOs, a lot of power. 33 years old from Belgrade, Serbia. But yeah, if you take a look at that resume too, very, very, very thin. He's fought a lot of guys with a lot of losses. So 29 wins, 21 KOs, but I think Morel gets him out of there quick.
Yeah, I agree. David Morrell should win this one, and I'm gonna say by knockout. If he doesn't win it by knockout, then I'm gonna give his opponent some credit.
All right, and let's go ahead. Isa Cruz, Jose Valenzuela. Isa Cruz 26 and 2. Jose Valenzuela 13 and 2. Both men have 2 losses. Obviously, I think the more notable loss, the biggest name out of all those 4 losses combined is Isa Cruz's loss to, of course, Gervonta Davis. That fight happened in 2021. Man, seems like it didn't happen so long ago, but 3 years ago. And then he got that good victory against Rollies for the junior title, Isa Cruz, and now he's fighting Rayo Valenzuela, who is coming off of that uh, KO win against Chris Colberry. Got the rematch on that one. Many people thought he got robbed in the first one. You see that L by UD. You know, most people thought he won that one, but he got it back against Colbert. Both fights in 2023. And then 2022, he was stopped by Edwin de los Santos. Jose Rayo Valenzuela, 13-2, 9 KOs, 25 years old. He's a very exciting fighter. Both men are exciting to watch. So I think this is probably the fight that I'm more excited for. I'll show you guys the poll. We did make a poll about which fight people were more excited for on this card, but prediction time, Chris. Cruz is your guy. I would be shocked if you go against him, but go ahead. I will let you speak.
First of all, this is the fight that I think people are most excited, the most competitive, in my opinion. Come fight night, two come forward fighters, two fan favorite kind of fighters. So very, very, very competitive fight. I feel up until the knockout. I'm gonna have to go and let me just first say both of these guys can knock each other out, but I'm gonna go with the fundamentals of Isaac Vegeta People Cruz. After what he did to Rollies, and there was for me some nervousness when he was going up to fight Rollies because he's a small guy, 130, 135 really, but he was going up to 140 to fight the bigger, awkward Rollies. We know doesn't have the same foundations that people does, but I just thought he was going to be too big. After seeing what people did to Rollies and knowing that Rayo has been knocked out before, it kind of sets up a perfect storm if he doesn't get caught. So I'm gonna bank in the fundamentals of the Mexican uh, school of hard knocks, and I'm gonna say Isaac People Cruz by knockout or TKO.
Ooh, man. All right, so let me go ahead and write these down. You got Cruz by KO. You got Ruiz, right? By KO, you said? Or stoppage? By KO or decision?
I
I
think
think you said KO.
I said KO. I'm gonna give him some credit
All right. Anderson, you said Bakole by decision. All right.
for the decision. Yep,
I said Bakole by decision. I said Ruiz decision.
decision.
And surprisingly enough, I'm going Jose Rayo Valenzuela by decision, Chris.
What, my decision?
Rayo by decision. Make it happen. Make it awkward. Southpaw. Power. Youth. They're both young. You know, I'm not too big on Pitbull Cruz, but, I do think this is a fight that Cruz is supposed to win. Let's go ahead and look at the odds for that. I'm sure he's the favorite. I don't know how wide that's going to be. He's supposed to win this fight, but I think I like upsets, man. I like upsets, and I think I'm rooting for Rayo on this one, man. Maybe I'm voting more so with my heart than my head, but it's all good. You have to sometimes. You never know, man. Maybe Rayo wins and I gain a big advantage over you because of that. So hey, Rayo decision. Here are the odds, Chris. Let's see it. Cruz minus 430. Rayo Valenzuela plus 310 on this one. All right, let's see.
He's way more of a favorite than I thought.
Yeah, let's see.
I thought it was gonna be like 250 top. I'm more shocked that the other odds for Anderson and the Bakole guy are closer.
So close.
Yeah, man, I would have thought those odds were backwards, but yeah, man. Again, Rai, I think people are just counting on Isak's high off of beating Rollies and people looking at that Rayo record knowing he's been knocked out before, but you cannot count him out. I think he's got great punching power. Like you talked about the Colbert fight, he knows how to bounce back. He flat out folded Colbert. So he's got power. And again, Isak is not the biggest guy at 140, 135, 140. So, hey, again, and count out Rayo.
That's going to be a great fight. And on your screen, you see the betting odds here. I'm just going to use the Bet MGM one. Andy Ruiz minus 350. Jared Miller plus 250. Sa Cruz minus 400 on this one. Jose Valenzuela plus 300. on this one. So, yeah, that's gonna be a good one right there. That's gonna be a good one.